joined. I had a fantastic time because the crowd was singing along. What exactly is the problem with our people here? Because I've noticed that once you're up there, everybody is there. Once you drop like this, it goes like 1 to 100. Like everybody just turn their back against you.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
I'm sure you experience that.
Of course. Basically, is there's no love. When I mean there's no love, a lot of people are hungry, starving, angry. Like I said, if you check anybody that is throwing you on Instagram or social media that is insulting you or trying to go against you, if you check the person deeply, the person is not happy. Do you understand? So they try to put their hate, their anger, their frustration on you. Do you understand? The system is not working here. So everybody is hungry. Everybody is looking for the next person they can throw their anger on, that you can be in my level. So I've done my work. The same argument. Do you understand? So for me, there are still some good quality people in this country, regardless. Do you understand? For me, I believe is the people, one of the major problems I had was the people I associated myself with. At some point, the people around me made me feel, yo, you can't do this no more. Yeah, you can't do music no more, forget it. Shomode now, they go stage more now.
Imagine.
Now guess what?
Imagine.
And the people that are saying this to me, Shomode more, this is
How
what
old are you?
how old am I? That's when I was 23. You know what I mean? So, and these people are people I love and respected. So them telling me this in one or two ways, sometimes I have to still, you understand. So I saw myself drifting off my craft, what I love to do.
This is what I said.
Yeah, it's we. Mostly the people are close to you, are dear to you.
But you know what's safe to me?
Yeah.
The moment I see Didi, the moment I see Didi dancing and in the studio recording, I'm like, bro, that guy is over 50. He's still doing his shit.
That was where I was driving at. He got to a point where I didn't want to mention it. Some of my friends, this person that was saying this was rich. Is rich, not was. He's still very rich. You somebody you know. He has so much money. He's doing well. We have houses. We used to be music colleagues. We used to do music together, but right now he's no more singing. He's doing business. You know, so he was on Shomode stage now. And me, I was financially down. And looking at the person that is financially buoyant, telling me, Magu stage more now, now. So you have to listen to him because you can see proof like what I pay a mistake. Do you understand? Then I had to mess myself up and follow what he was saying. Then I went into different business. Because have you woke up 4 a.m. in the morning and you woke up like this and you look at your family, look at your wife, look at your kids, like what they're doing next morning, there's nothing to eat in there. It was that bad for me at some point. I wake up like 4 a.m. I'll look at my wife, look at my kids. I cannot pick my Jola Roy. That next morning, I don't make move. Kilo mashele. It was that bad for me. You know, now hearing from a guy like, oh, the go stage more now. One man no go over music. Oh, she want to you understand. So at some point, I went into fashion. I was doing fashion business. You understand? I was making clothes for people, not for the love, but for survival. Do you understand? So I was now doing this. Music was not bringing money, so I had to do something. I'm not in their family, so I was making clothes for people. It started by, I didn't start with fashion. I had to put some money together. I opened a small lounge somewhere around the Bramade Sonya. I opened a lounge there, small lounge. So I didn't have any experience about lounge business. I've always been a musician, so I had to do something. See, music was not bringing money, and I'm tired of trying to put small money that will not count. Let me put this small money right now. So I opened a small lounge, and I started pushing the lounge. I employed some staffs, you know. Sometimes my staff will not come. I'll have to be the one serving drinks in my lounge.
You were serving drinks to your customers?
Star, Guinness. I had to be serving there.
Sincerely, what happened? Are you lost? Sincerely, there is nothing wrong.
No, you know why? Business. You know why? See,
I serve at BLB.
In Yankee, right?
You get
okay, you're
I serve at BLB. If I want to.
Where are you coming from? You have your orientation.
Yes, but people here will not see.
They will never say it
like that.
But my own case was different. I was different mentally. Do you understand? I knew that
you don't see a big deal in it.
The people that was special to me was my wife and my kids. They had to eat, I had to pay school fees, I had to pay my bills. and music is not bringing the money anymore. And what am I going to do? I can't come beg you for money. I've tried it several times.
True.
I've tried it several times, so and I can't keep coming. I'm not that kind of person. I can't be begging. I have legs and hands. I have brain, so I can't be coming to you to beg you for money. So I had to open that lounge. I was pushing. The day my kid brother came to he said he want to see me. It's been long. Okay, I'll get one lounge or come there. So was expecting one big lounge, staff, lights, camera, action. So he came. The thing was cool. My sales girl that did not come that day, so I had to go and be opening the drink for the guys. Like, so what do you want to start? Okay, I'll come. Baba, this person go well, look, I calm down. Not me. You understand? So my brother, I noticed my brother left where he was sitting and he went into, I have one small office there, he went into the office. I just do send them at the Twitter. When I went there, this guy was like, what's that? Nigga was crying. He was crying. It was like all his eyes, his balls were red, like, hey, why? What's happened? What's happened? I mean, I look and say, where is it down? She will feed over me. But I can understand where he was coming from. Do you understand? But while I was doing all this, I never saw myself being a failure.
Baba,
I knew that I was doing this to put food on my family.
See, Baba, as long as you don't steal, right? You don't get money from people indecently or fraudulently. That it's your hard work and your sweat, right? That you're using to feed your family.
At some point, because we're on the island now, we're in Nigeria, the country is so hard, a lot of guys are into fraud, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of guys like, Benny, why? Because there are some guys that, if you do me like 50K, gas since bill, why? And she said, well, you don't suppose to ask me this money. You pass that one. Come. So a lot of guys have tried to even pull me in, like, but me, my spirits, I will not lie to you. There are some times I'm like, this thing is too much, man. Each time I want to pay attention to that crap, I can't even stand 1 minute because there's this inner spirit in me that makes me feel like I want to reduce God's potential in my, it makes me feel I want to reduce myself. It won't make me to go, because every human being, there's greatness in every of us. So each time you reduce yourself to scam, that means you have killed, because for you to be a successful scammer, you have to give it your 100. So you giving it your 100, you have killed the blessing and the idea God gave you that is beyond everything you can reason. Because one reasoning can change the world.
It's a creative thing.
Yeah, so you just coming up with one thought like this can just change your world. So you going into that other aspect can you close this door. So me, I don't want to do that. Do you understand? And I don't want to leave such example because I have a couple of friends.
Yeah, so it's a creative thing. I've noticed that about creatives. When they're into something, right, and they get distracted.
Yeah,
they just
mess yourself up.
That inspiration just goes away.
Because life basically is not about money. A lot of people have money, but they are not happy.
Of course,
a lot of people have money.
I have plenty of billionaire friends that are miserable.
They are miserable. Yeah, they are not happy. Because I did a lot. At some point, I was making some money, not fraudulently. Right? I even went into real estate at some point. Now, while I was, I didn't have a car for a long time, for about 2 years.
Wait. After passing your love,
I broke. After passing your love, after some point, I broke. Finish. I didn't have a car. 1 year. I didn't enter bus. Baba, drink something. I will tell you things. I didn't enter bus. I could wear my cap. I didn't move. Do you understand? When I opened that lounge, okay, this lounge was not doing enough. The money coming in can't even do everything. Kinimoli, I had this, okay, let me add fashion. That was when I went into fashion.
Yeah.
So, Moashi fashion, and now doing this fashion, it wasn't easy going to get, I went through the mud, bro. I went to Yaba, went to these Igbo guys. I knew about the material thing. I went deep. Do you understand? So now going to Yaba, sometimes I had to enter inside bus with my cap and my shade on. I get to Yaba, I had to go through the Igbo boys. I had to know about the business and all that. Then it wasn't easy for me at some points getting the clothes across to the clients. Getting the fabrics, getting my tailors, doing all these things. It wasn't easy going by bus. It was stressful for me. So Kinimoli, okay. And I thought, okay, there is Uber. In my lounge, there is a lot of guys that do come. Even a lot of popular celebrities, they do come around. They Omawalale, you understand, just to chill with me, So there are some Uber guys that come around, so we became friends. What's up? What's it Uber? How they work? I have to understand how it works. You have to go to somewhere.
No.
I did Uber now.
No, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
You know what? Yeah, I want you to know something. All these things I went through. Yeah, I told you initially. At the age of 23, I was making millions.
Yeah.
So I was young. So I was making money. So I never experienced. At some point, it was fun to me, trying to see myself in the other world. And I learned a lot. It was a blessing that I went through what I went through.
So at a point you actually drove Uber.
Let me give you some Uber experience.
Wait, you know how famous you are?
Yes. Yes, so I went to, the guy told me I had to go to Lekki Phase 1. I had to, their office is there. I had to go through the screening and all that. But if I went to the screening, I went there. The girl that was talking to me, the girl was, come on, I calculate age, but they do 22 years old now. The girl in school here, her English was fluent. She was from never learn well. She was just, I did not go into Uber because I want to make money from Uber. Yeah. I went into Uber because I want to have a car. Not just that, bro. I went into Uber because I want to have a car so I can be able to deliver my clothes to my clients, fashion clothes. I have to get materials. And even my lounge, I have to be getting drinks and be putting in the boots
of the car
because it wasn't easy getting drinks in my stock in my distance. So I needed that car. The only way I can get it is to go into Uber at that time. It was I was paying somebody. If somebody came to the lounge and he said, the one Uber guy he was giving me details like, how do you get a car? Not be me. I deliver 30K to the owner every week. All what I heard was 30K every week. So me, I calculated, okay, I did fashion, I get lounge. If I add Uber join now, 30K is small thing weekly. So the car will be serving 3 purposes. Sometimes I'll on the Uber. The Uber screening was not here. Face here, okay, snap. The girl, it wasn't your turn, go back. That was me. The girl I was talking to me was like 22. like you'll see some old men, but there are some old men, yeah, like some men about 40 something, like struggling. So me, I wasn't there just for Uber. I was there to have access to the Uber app so I can be using the car for different things. And plus the Uber too, you get. So that's Taxify, not Uber. So I sometimes 10 people should come in. Everybody go to rush. I just break in. The girl, yo, it's not, no, you. That was me. You, go back, please. Go. No, not you. I can't laugh for my mind. It was fun to me, to God. It was fun to me because I was never in that position in my whole life. That's what I'm going to ask.
When you are in that crowd or in that queue as AY.com, do people recognize you?
Okay, that is one thing I had to learn. That shit. Like some people try to, even in the bus, I will be in the bus sometimes. So you look like AY.com. I will like, who be AY? Oh, what does it do? Wow. AY, the musician that passed me all up. No, I used to hear that a lot though. I will make them because sometimes I never in bus. I'm not AY.com. Even in the Taxify, even in the Taxify room, yeah.
Give me a tissue.
Even in the Taxify room, are you recording? Okay, we have to pause, right?
No. You can go on.
Even in the Taxify room, yeah. Some people just try like, this guy looks like. Sorry, are you a musician? I say no. I had to deny my name. Sometimes I will sense their reaction before they even ask the question. So if I sense it that, okay, that is even that. When I got qualified to be a Taxify driver because I went through the screening, you understand? Now I had this car from this girl, so I was giving her 30K weekly. So if sometimes in the Uber, in a day I can just carry like 2, 3, 4 people out of the app because there are other things to do. While I was doing this, I was still going to the studio with the same car, but I just needed the car to move. Do you understand? So there was a day I got a request in Maryland, and I accepted the request, and the guy came. He said he was going to Unilag. I said, okay. I started up and I was driving. He sat at the back. The boy no go past 25. So me as a driver, I go gradually. I was walking. So
You can go on. You can go on.
So I got to his destination in Unilag. Then he was supposed to transfer money to me.
I'm actually crying. Like in a bus and people are asking you.
Yeah, no, but listen. Even so, when I picked this guy from Maryland to, while I was doing this, a lot of my close friends were not aware because there was no need. I have a lot of millionaire friends, billionaire friends.
I know you know.
Yeah, so
we've been out a couple of times that we meet in clubs.
Yeah,
and I know how you pop, how you spend money. And
but I know they cannot help. Telling them is even adding to your injury. So me, I just chest it. So me, I was just doing my thing. So I picked this boy from Maryland to Unilag. He's a young guy. So when he got there, he was trying to transfer money to me. So one song was playing on radio. So me, I was just like vibing to the song. So the guy was transferring. The guy just looked at me. Are your voice with that? Are you singing now? I said yes. You know what the guy said? He said, I'm more talent to this country. Or even taxi driver, they sing like this. To God. In my mind, I just smiled. The experience was amazing. So immediately I dropped the guy. That was not where I was going to. Immediately I dropped the guy. The guy paid me and he left. I got another request from that same Unilag. This guy will probably see this video and it will just smile because the guy requested and I accepted the request and it came to the car. I didn't know. Because me, forget ay.com. ay.com. I have to pull the garment and drop it to one side. It's not paying my bills right now. ay.com should hold on. This is Ayola Johnson. I have family to take care of. I have stuff to do. I have to get off where I am. I have to get out of this shell. So that was my mindset. So this guy requested immediately his friend he entered the back seat, sat at the back seat, and immediately he was coming into the car. He was ay.com. And me, I'm always free anytime I'm in this angle. Anytime I'm here, I'm always free. But when you mention the name ay.com, that kind of
bringing back
remind me who I am and try to make me feel so I have this kind of feeling like I'm not cool with no more, like because I know this is not how you should see ay.com that you know. So immediately this guy mentioned ay.com, I had to go in my acting mood again. What? Who? AY Baba, now you now say who is AY? You need to see movie. He say, Baba, now you be AY now. I say, which AY? What? AY.com pass me all of. The more I was trying to convince the guy that no AY, the more Baba, you don't feel pronounce arrow before. Like you say, the player will say 1 year. You cannot scope me. So I was telling this guy that I not be. So even the guy, his friend that was sitting at the back was like, why you go see AY.com? Why you do like this? In my mind, I say, "Well, Sheriba must suffer that because I really it's young." So they made taxify to order. Guess what? The guy was going to Lekki.
So
hold on, God bless. I was driving this guy now to Lekki. The guy just asked me, "Do you have auxiliary?" I said yes, and he just picked the auxiliary and plugged in his phone. He was playing all my songs. Pass me all of it. Oh, as I was driving in my mind, I was like, "Show one boy see me." Should we taxify or order? Why can't you just? So
wait.
Jabless is getting emotional. Jabless.
It's tough for me though. You know why it's tough for me? Because I understand what you went through. You get, but you're driving this guy from Lag to Lekki.
He was playing all my songs.
Then he told you to give him the
auxiliary.
Option.
Yeah.
Then you give him the auxiliary. And he was playing your song. Which means even as much as you tried to convince him,
I'll tell you the end.
This guy knew it was you, and he was playing. When you were listening to that song and you were driving, how were you feeling? Because
I was extremely. My heart was shattered. I was I was driving and I was thinking. While he was playing the song, I was thinking deep. I was reflecting on my concert in London, on my shows, on my tours. I was thinking about that, so that was not even the gist.
Pass me your love.
When I dropped this guy, Baba, when I dropped this guy in Lekki Phase 1, when this guy was coming down, after sending my money to me, guess what he said? And that was the day I stopped doing taxify business. The guy said, Baba, I know say you know BAY.com, no wala, but me, I know say now you and will be your fan. When you don't ready to come back to music, we still dey wait for you. That was how the guy left. That was the day I stopped the taxify business. That was so deep for me, you know. The guy said, when you ready, come back. We, your fans, they wait for you. And he left. So in my mind, like, this nigga was not convinced. You understand? This guy just, like, this is AY to him, you know. I'm like, okay, if I continue this stuff, not like I was doing it though. Not like he was even giving me money. I just needed a car. I didn't have a car. And the boss, the pressure was getting in the boss. Like, if it was Yankee or so, you can enter bus, it's normal.
So how did things change? Because I saw what you brought downstairs.
The BMW.
That's right? A fucking car.
Yeah.
That's like a fucking real car. I saw what you brought downstairs.
Yeah, how
did everything now turn around from that point? Because now, see, let me tell you how this story is going. You were at your peak.
Yeah.
You dropped down to the lowest point.
Lowest, man.
And now you're back up there.
Yeah.
So we've done the peak to the lowest point.
Yeah.
So what happened from the lowest point to this point you are now?
You know, there was a cousin of mine that came to Nigeria from Germany, lives in Germany some time ago. And he came for a wedding. And we were talking, I'm like, what? He said he came for a wedding and he's going to Abeokuta for the wedding. I'm like, oh, okay, nice. He said, I would have loved me to come so I can sing for the couples. I'm like, well, they have to pay me because I need money. Anything money is what I'm after right now. It's like, but they have already employed an event planner to handle the artists and the everything. Like, he doesn't mind talking to the people. They can fuel. There was no even no car. If we can give you fuel money, because my son here for you to come. So I was send the small money for maybe 100K. I said, oh, no problem. 100K was a lot to me then, but they were not aware.
Wow.
So I love. And we went there and I performed like 3 songs. You know, J1 was there, Ayefele was there, some artists, everybody was there, you know. Okay. And 2-3 days later, the lady came to my DM and she sent me a message like, the lady that come, it's like, thank you very much for gracing my wedding. Wow. Your performance gave me life. Your song was my favorite song right from school. Wow. Like you made my wedding. Please send your account number. Let me just appreciate you. I had to call my cousin that invited me for the wedding. Wow, and your Toshe wedding, she's on my DM and she needs me to send account number. What's up? I don't, I had to be very plain, So he said, send it. She's a nice person. Just send it. Then I sent the account number to her and she credited me some nice money, And she messaged me again, what's up? I went to your Instagram page. There's not much followers. You're not really doing too. What's up? I'm your fan and I like your person. The way you were dressed, your performance, you shouldn't be where you are. What's up? What can we do?
Wow.
And I was like, okay.
See goosebumps. So good as they stand up. My body did stand up. As in, you could literally see goosebumps. My body did stand up.
That's what's up about, So I said okay. Then I started gisting with her. We had some conversation and all that. So I now realized they were taking it deep. It was going to a positive direction. And one artist, okay, I don't want to make the mistake and make them that I didn't have a management or manager, somebody that can manage this thing properly. Yeah. Then I had a friend that not like he's a professional 100%, but at least it's better than me in some aspect that I'm a musician when it comes to the business. Okay, maybe maybe you can manage this part for me because I like to carry everybody along. You don't need to be a perfectionist in that field before I carry you along. You can grow in it, So I had to call him like, what's up? There's this lady I went to perform in a wedding and she thinks she wants to do business with us. Let's just see what we can do with her. So they formed a group and I joined this guy. He's a very close friend of mine, very, very close friend of mine. Like we eat and dine together. Wow. So I invited the guy, he joined the group and all that. This guy has been my friend for 10 years, So we had like for like 2-3 weeks. When the thing now got to a point where these people said, okay, they want to invest some huge amount. The bride, yeah. And the groom, both of them. They fell in love with my performance and my person. Wow. So they said they want to invest in my craft.
Wow.
So I now had to invite this guy to the group and all that. So everything was going smoothly. The plan was going well. But when this guy of mine saw it that seems this guy life wants to change this way. Or since things want to change. That's why most times we don't even know our enemy. They are very close to us.
Wait though.
This guy had to call a group call and tell the investor and the husband and my cousin and everybody in that group like, yo, I will advise you guys, don't invest in this guy.
Wait.
Allah, I tell you, the guy that I called,
that you brought into the picture, that okay,
Yes.
these people want to invest.
Yes.
You are my guy. Let's
yes, the guy
call them.
yes, and like, don't invest in this guy. This guy is not in.
He called them and told them not to invest in your
Yes,
business.
not to invest in your business in this guy, because this guy is. I would advise you to go and look for a small boy, like 18 years old boy, to invest in. This guy is this. This guy is that. He says so many things, and these people just backed out overnight. And I was trying to reach out. I was saying the energy. The energy was like this. It just dropped to zero. What's going on? The lady, because she's a good person, she's a God sent actually. She now had to call me behind. She was like, you have to be careful of your friends and who you call your friends. Someone told us some stuff, but I will not tell you now, because if I tell you now, it will break you. And thank God she didn't tell me then. Like, she was, I will tell you when I sense that you have moved on, like you are moving, Then I tried to stretch her. She said she's not going to tell me who said that. And everything went. Then I had to start from square zero again. Now I have stopped the lounge business.
A friend for 10 years.
Not just a friend. Even when that business dropped, when they dropped that they're not doing again, this person was the same person that was telling me that, oh, they are bastard. Why would they back up like that after raising your hope? This is that, they are this, they are that. If I hit my leg for stone, if I work out, is this friend I will call first? Like, there are sometimes
the same dude
Baba,
that called them and told them.
Gas go finish from my house. Will the cook gas go finish? There is no 4,000 to buy gas. You understand? A lot of people are still going on Twitter on where is AY.com? AY.com. Nobody even knew what I was going through. So is this same guy who come? My gas don't finish. What is bad? The guy go somewhere, even my own gas self. Now this morning I fix some and beg my neighbor for money. I go help us out of this thing. And this guy actually saw a breakthrough and he blew it because a lot of people. I'm a very deep person.
What would you call that? Is that enviness or
it's not enviness. A lot of people cannot handle greatness. They cannot handle success. Do you understand? So if success is coming to them through their friend, they can't even handle it. And a lot of people, because they know they are not real with you, so they are scared of your greatness, because they know if this guy gets to his position, we are not worthy to be his friend. So they feel in their mindset automatically, we will not be there anymore. But unfortunately, I'm not that kind of person.
Wow.
Yeah. I was the one that called you. Not like I didn't know people, but because you are the closest to me. Do you understand? So that was how they blew this stuff up for me, So
they spoiled the deal.
They spoiled the deal. So I had to start back from zero. Now, let me tell you something. Do you know I told you I went into fashion in all those journey? I made a clothes for one white man in this same journey. I and my friend in this pandemic period, me as a friend of mine, we were just discussing, like, listen, I've tried everything I could try. I've went into real estate.
You've done Uber,
I've done Taxify, I've done everything, lounge, everything.
You've done music business. You've gone back into music business again.
In all the things I've done, there was no fulfillment in me. I was feeling empty. I was feeling like I was lost in it. That like I was out of the world, out of my life. Music is me. Music gives me joy. Like I told you initially, I didn't go into music for money.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Well, that was what you were passionate about.
You understand? So at the end of the day, going back into the music with a zero budget, I was pushing, doing what I had to do.
So those people actually backed out.
They backed out.
What that guy said.
Yeah.
Even they backed out. They said they were not doing anything.
They backed out completely. At some point, I couldn't reach them. Even my cousin didn't tell me where the shot came from. Wow. Everybody just backed out. Then I went back from 100 to 0. I was moving again. At this point, my wife was even pregnant. This person was even aware. Everything was to get 2K. You guys bring gas work. AY.com. Do you understand? So, and this guy is aware of everything, And the funniest part, it was always there. Like, he tried to check up on me every seconds to know how I was faring, what is going on with me. He tried to, so I felt this is my friend. So that is a long story. I don't want to go into because it's so deep for me. Alone. So that was how that did the blog.
Mm.
So when I went into fashion, I met a white man and I made clothes for him. Somebody introduced him to me. He told my name, White Taylor. I made some nice clothes for him because everything I'm doing, I try to do it perfectly. So the guy loves my craft, he loved the clothes I was doing, and he stored my number and all that. So after this pandemic helped me a lot. Like it gave me time to reflect and all that.
Oh, my name is Jobless.
Oh yeah, package.
This is the remix. Eric Uyapalori remix.